Hey y'all, it's Zeus and this is Let's Play Satisfactory. Welcome back to the Pioneer Orientation and Optimization Program. We are back here at the hub. This is where we left off last episode. Last episode we started building our fuel power plant. We are very excited about the power plant and I'm very excited to continue working on the power plant. But before that, there's a couple things I want to take care of. One thing is not super necessary, which is this. I finally have some polymer resin, so this is going to unlock a recipe to make polymer fabric from polymer resin.
Research completed. Polyester fabric recipe unlocked. Using polyethylene terephthalate, production of a lightweight and strong fabric can be automated. It has many of the properties of naturally sourced fabric and also amplifies body odor.
Oh. Oh, I didn't realize that. Luckily I'm on the planet by myself. The next thing we gotta do is, if you didn't know, our fuel power plant will be burning rocket fuel. So, we need this recipe. Let's go ahead and start that.
Rocket fuel unlocked. Pioneers will be able to use rocket fuel in the fuel generator and any vehicle that uses fuel, including the jetpack, with appropriate results. Warning: mixing rocket fuel into coffee does not enhance its energizing effect.
I'm sure it doesn't. So let's see. I want to upload those because I'm gonna need some power shards. Yeah, we're gonna head over to the power plant in just a second. There is another thing I want to take care of. This milestone is going to actually be extremely handy for what we're doing at the moment, and that is the hover pack. This thing allows pioneers to move vertically. You can hover, and it's wirelessly connects to the power of the that's nearby, so I don't spend fuel. And if you weren't aware, my factory is currently extremely vertical. Or the power plant is extremely vertical. So we are going to do this one.
Milestone reached. The hover pack draws energy from nearby power connections, and so can only be used in their vicinity. It provides an excellent vantage point of your work, which you clearly need. Otherwise, you would have optimized that obvious problem by now.
Thanks, Ada. Yes, so let's make this, and I'll just show you real quick what it is. And then we'll run over to the power plant, and I'll show you where we're at the moment. So, this isn't a perfect replacement for the jetpack, because you have to have power, but it is very handy. See, watch, as I get away from power, I'm going to start falling. Let's see there at the bottom left, let's see, I'm about to fall. Oh, I don't have power. See? So it's not perfect. How do I go down? That's a good question, right? How do I go down? Tab? No? R? E? How do I go down? Thought it was, I'm curious now. I feel like I should know this. Let's see. Type. Oh, that's that. Hold spacebar after losing connection. Disable hover. Tap C while hovering. Ah, that's it. C. Got it. Okay. So yeah, we're gonna. Double tapping drops completely. That's awesome. All right. We're gonna head over to the fuel power plant, and so I'll see you when I get there. Alright, folks, we are back. This is the fuel power plant. Obviously, this is a huge project. This is gigantic. Where we're at currently, I built 2 legs and then realized I wasn't happy with the distance from the center they are. You can see there's like a big gap there, about like 4 or 5 foundations. I want this like about here. And so unfortunately I gotta delete all this and that and move it closer. That is the biggest, you know, gut punch of what I've been doing. So that's gotta happen. What else did we do? We rerouted all our oil. And if you see here, we're pumping it up. I haven't talked too much about head lift in this game yet, but when I say head lift, I want you to think about how fluids are affected by gravity. So if you're trying to get a fluid up a pipe vertically, the fluid will not just go that far. You have to put a pump, one of these suckers, and push it up. And so the idea I had that sort of spawned what this factory looks like at the moment is I wanted to deal with the head lift problem immediately. So I'm pumping the oil to the extreme top of the factory and then producing it downward, so that whenever like for example, these are going to be my rocket fuel production. Because I'm producing the other thing, so like rocket fuel, right? Because I'm producing the turbo fuel up above this, the turbo fuel will always flow down, and I'll never have to worry about pumping resources up. That's the goal. So this is where we're at. So that's the idea behind what I've done so far. Another thing that I've done is I've kind of, I mean, this is where I stopped. I put some hyper tubes. I kind of like having my jetpack on in here. To get from floor to floor. This is going to be a packager room. There's one very important thing this is going to do, and it's what we're hoping to tackle this episode. But let's get to the top, and I'll start talking my way through this. I'm going to have better identification for the floors. Like that floor is the turbo lift floor, or turbo fuel floor. This is a logistics floor. This makes petroleum coke, and this makes fuel. And then this is another logistics floor. And then this is our heavy oil residue. And this is where our oil goes up, gets routed into these big vats. Yeah. So let's talk down from here. So we got oil coming down and making heavy oil residue. Everything's overclocked. I highlighted these machines as underclocked, so that I understood where they were. That these are important lines to understand. We're routing all this stuff. So the other practice I'm doing here is I'm putting the inputs on the outside of the factory and the outputs for the factory machines on the inside. So the oil comes in from the outside, processes, and comes out on the inside. So then we got another logistics floor. This basically splits up all the heavy oil residue to where it needs to go. Also, this is where our water, I didn't show you the water pipes. I have 3 water pipes along with 5 pipes of oil. And the water gets is for the diluted fuel, and so it also gets stored here just before it goes down here into 3 blenders making diluted fuel. That one's underclocked and I didn't highlight. I think they're all slightly underclocked. Yeah. Sometimes I'm underclocking things like this to get a specific value for the output to make it easier to split going forward. So, and this is making petroleum coke. We're using turbo blend fuel, so we use petroleum coke in that recipe. So here we got another logistics floor. I believe this is another place where we got stuck at because turbo blend fuel requires raw sulfur. So, that's another thing we got to tackle today. This is our turbo fuel. We've routed literally everything but the sulfur. And the sulfur's routed, but I haven't brought it in yet. So that's what I want to get done next. Another thing I'm doing differently here is I've actually turned on these machines. They've been running. In fact, I have fuel being accumulated. You know? So, I'm trying a different starting method for the factory and not starting it all at once. Because that's a bit of a headache. I'm going to try this. This has actually been kind of helpful. I'm worried I won't catch problems as easily, but we'll see. So that's one thing. I got to get sulfur brought in here. That's part of what this train track is for, obviously. And so you can see... Oh, I'm losing power. Alright. So yeah, and obviously, so this is the packaging floor. I think right above this was another logistics floor for the turbo fuel. Yeah. This is the packaging floor. A couple of important things are going to happen here. The main thing, and I don't even have the recipe for it, so I'll probably have to jump back in and unlock that. We need nitric acid. That is a ingredient we need for the recipe for rocket fuel. So what we're gonna do is why are these green? What we're gonna do is right over here. We have a nitrogen gas well, and our train track runs right here. So I'm gonna make a very quick and easy nitric acid area. We're gonna package it. And then we're going to go, and then we're going to take a train and basically shuttle it all the way here. And so a train will run back and forth, dropping off nitric acid to the factory. I'll show you that when we get to it. The other thing we're going to do is this sulfur, as well as this sulfur, is going to get put on a train line and brought in automatically. That is the plan for this episode. I obviously have a couple other things to tackle, but those are the two big things I want to take care of this episode. Yeah. It's all coming together, guys. This is feeling real good. I've just been tinkering away at this at the moment. Actually, I'm really trying hard to play Ashes of Creation. The servers keep coming down and stuff, so I'm taking a little second here to do a bit of recording. But I've been hopping back and forth between this and Ashes, so I'm very excited about it. But that's it for right now. I'll get back to you when I start tackling some. Probably next time I talk to you is going to be when I unlock the nitric acid. We'll see. Bye-bye. Alright, we're back. Obviously we're back here. I needed to get a research done, so I figured I'd do it with you. We are going to be tapping into some sulfur nodes. And we need to have Mark III items. Basically, we want to try to pull 600 sulfur out of a node. And then we have to pull another 600 out of another node. So we have to do this research. Go ahead. I already got the stuff ready, so we don't have to mess with this. Let's hear Ada.
The Miner Mark III provides top-of-the-line resource extraction potential, making it even easier to contribute to project assembly. Project part number 8, the thermal propulsion rocket, is the most complex project part of this phase as it requires turbo motors, and thus requires your best. FICSIT didn't think pioneers such as you could get this far. I am glad we have both proven them wrong.
Me too, Ada. Alright, there's not too much of a difference here. It's a miner. and it can pull out of a, if you overclock it, you can pull 300 out of a normal node. I think you pull 150 out of a impure node, and you can pull 1,200 out of a pure node. So that's it. I'm gonna get back to work. I have to go and slap some miners down on this right here. And I made a train line all the way to this one. As you can see, I got a train station there. That was pure. I can get 780 out of that. Anyway, I'm gonna be messing around with that. I just want to bring you in because I like to bring you in when I hit the milestones of the MAM, stuff like that. So, all right, folks, welcome back. It has been a while. I don't need this mic in front of me. My sound might sound a bit weird. That's because I just found out our new bunny has chewed through my mic cable. So I'm using my headset mic. Don't know how well that's going to sound, but we're going to go with it. Welcome back. It's been a very long jump cut. In fact, a few months. I have been very busy playing Ashes of Creation, enjoying the heck out of it, and just now taking a little bit of a break. And felt like coming back to Satisfactory and getting back to work. When we left off, I'm pretty sure that I was just getting done with this specific research that allowed me to... Actually, I don't know if it was the pressurizer or this blender recipe, but I needed this nitric acid. So over here on the map, down here's our base. If you go up north, we have a nitrogen gas well, resource well. And so I throw a pressurizer on the sucker, and I'm pushing out a decent amount of nitrogen, and I'm making nitric acid here. I make all this nitric acid. It goes into these pipes and into packagers. These packagers take empty fluid tanks. I'm currently empty on them. They're all over at the power plant. And it packages them and sends them. Also, for this recipe, you'll see that you need iron plates. I had to drag a line of iron from like way over here or something. So I'm making iron plates with that. Man, it's been a while since I've done one of these, honestly. Can't. I'm trying to get back in the hop back on the bike. But it takes the package nitric acid, something we desperately need at the rocket fuel plant, and brings it over here to this train station. This is another thing I did. I don't think I had this train station, but you'll notice here we have something else over here. This train station over here is what accumulates our nitric acid. It comes in right here. And then on this side we have sulfur. I believe it's the turbo fuel recipe requires sulfur. And so we got a Mark III miner on the sucker, and we drag out a ton of sulfur. So I wonder if I can show you the train schedules here, or if I have to do that. If I do that, I think it's a station, and then I just go timetable. We are at this station right now. This is where I call it fuel power plant sulfur depot B. This is, I believe, a temporary setup right here. All this over here that we've just looked at is temporary. There's also a fuel power plant sulfur depot A. And so I have a train that goes up this way. In fact, we're going to ride the train back so I can show you what we've done here. And then here we have another bit of sulfur that combines and goes this way. So we have two trains at the moment. One that goes from this depot all the way to the power plant, and another that goes from this depot all the way to the power plant. So that's what we're doing, and in fact, it looks like we're waiting. Is this train A? Is this coming? No. We're going to be waiting a little bit. Maybe I'll start walking. But yeah, we need sulfur. The timetables were a little tricky. In fact, the hardest part I think I had with the timetables was the blocking thing. The block path. A little frustrating. And it's still what I have currently in place is not perfect. But yeah, we can start walking back, and I'll talk to you a little bit about the break. Sorry, it's been a while. I can't even remember the last time I uploaded. It was just before the 20th. I say upload. I'm actually just exported a Let's Play. I've been so behind on my editing, and so there's still several Satisfactory videos that need to be edited and put together. I have put out some Longplay videos, so thank goodness I managed to get that done. But I have been playing Ashes of Creations like bananas. It's been three months-ish since it's been out, and I probably put around 500 hours in. I don't. We'll see when I get through editing all the footage. Having a ton of fun, and you know, it's like this game was. It's not totally done yet. It's in an alpha state, which is probably even earlier phase of work than this game was when I started playing it. So there's a lot that needs to be done, and so I got through a lot of the stuff, and I'm coming back here because I just got the itch. I've been wanting to get this factory done. You could tell already that I've got a ton done on the main body of this factory, and it's really it's really close to being functionally done. Is that the sink I have up there? I can't remember. I'm so excited to get this power plant done. Once we get this power plant done, we can start actually working on like part factory. Power is king, you know what I mean? So you kind of have to get these your power straightened up right from the get-go. And we were lucky to have this recipe added 1.0. Yeah. Really haven't been keeping up with the game either. I don't know if they've changed. I double-checked that the recipes were going to be right, because I was a little bit stressed out. Ooh, Sam Orr, we're gonna get to use YouTube. But yeah, here we are. I was before we left off. Last time I left you, I was debating moving these legs in a bit, but I've opted not to do that. For one, because I'm lazy. Oh, here's these block things that were causing me so much problems. I don't know what I was doing wrong, but currently it's still not even working perfect. Because I believe, what is it? They get stuck. They stop here, even though there's not really anything to worry about. But yeah, so all the trains come in here, and they either go into a delivery where they can go around to, and this is where you import, and then that's where you export. I guess I can switch to this now. And then this is where everything gets pulled into. Everything that gets pulled out goes into a container. And I've put pictures of what I need to have. I'll need 2 stations worth of sulfur. So that's here. This is where oh yes, cool. So here's the package. Everything's backed up because obviously we're not burning any power right now. None of the fuel generators are working right now. Because the process isn't even, this factory is not done. So I'm accumulating some of it here. I might even add some more empty canisters to that base, now that I think about it. Here we got empty, this is for, we want to package up a lot of the oil, just so I have a stock of packaged stuff. I like to get a little bit of everything. We're going to use those, they'll be recycled. These are obviously important because of the same thing. We're going to package up some turbo fuel and some rocket fuel and oil and heavy oil residue and fuel and ionized fuel, which is where these come in. This is part of the recipe for ionized fuel. But yeah, this was another difficult thing I had to come up with. This is where these go to our turbo fuel core. These are also imports. Everything on this in this panel and this panel are imports. So we bring them into the facility and it goes up this chain here. Everything here goes out. What we're taking out of this facility are going to be Oh, I don't think I have. Do I not have any? Okay, so empty canisters. Basically, we're bringing in packaged nitric acid, and we're unpackaging up there. So we end up with these empty canisters. So these will recycle back to that facility. But again, we're not using any of that stuff right now. What else? I wish I would have put up. I mean, I could just do it. Let's see here. Don't be on that side. All right, it was. Let's see. Open up my spreadsheet. I'll update my my YouTube spreadsheet for y'all so y'all can see some of the data, the information I'm using. Oh, let's see. Yeah. Here we are. Yeah, all the packaged products are exported from the 4th floor. So the packaged products will go in one of these and be sent to the packaging facility where I will keep packages, as well as craft empty canisters and packaged water for places. We also export a line of empty canisters. And what else do we export? I think we're exporting poly resin. That's it. 2 of these are for poly resin. Felt like, oh wait, look, there I have it. So 66 turbo fuel, that ends up going to an armory where I'm going to craft ammo and stuff. And then we got poly resin and empty canisters. And then this will be packaged goods, miscellaneous packaged goods. Super cool. And this goes up the central spline. Isn't that what that's called? Spline? Let's go up here a little bit. I worked on the legs. That's the newest leg. These 2 back ones. I've just started putting pipes in. It's obviously not decorated. That'll probably be for next episode. Next episode's going to be a bit of a big one too, because I basically have to get the factory functional. And I don't know if I'm going to make the factory look decent in that episode. I don't know. Oh yeah, I was playing with stairs here. I don't know. I'm also was playing with the space here because of the height for the industrial buffers. If you do this, there's not room for a logistics floor underneath this section. I didn't really like that. But here we are. This is the 5th level. This is where our rocket fuel blenders are. As you can see, we are absolutely getting all turbo fuel and nitric acid to these machines, and they're able to make rocket. And here we have, it also has a byproduct of compact coal, and I'm a little bit worried that I haven't accounted for that. I think the plan at the moment is just to sink the compact coal for now, until I figure out I have something better to do with it. But right, and I've mentioned this before. On the inside of the this central body, is where we'll take out the resources from the machines on that level, and then we bring in the resources on the outside. So that's what this is. Nitric acid comes up. This is the logistics floor for the nitric acid. I believe this is where iodine will be. This is our packaging floor. This is our nitric acid. So here we have our packaged nitric acid, and we have an unpackaged nitric acid recipe. And so down here, obviously, these machines end up with this nitric acid, and then we export the empty canisters to be taken through there all the way down here, and then back down to the bottom to the export station. That's what this side is. It's all nitric acid. This side is, as you can see, we have different colors going on here. This will package oil. This is going to package heavy oil residue, fuel, and turbo fuel. This will package rocket fuel. I haven't connected this one yet. I got to get rocket fuel up here. It's the only place in the factory where I'm actually having to pump up fuel, or pump up something in the factory. Because we did this conveyed all this stuff up to the very top of the factory, we've not had to worry about pumps at all. But we will have to for this. So this is floor 4. Let's take a look. I can't remember where I left off with you guys, so I apologize if I'm going over some stuff that we've already done. The logistics floor, my ideas for these logistics floors, all I want to do is every time a pipe goes down into this level, I want it to hit an industrial buffer. I want to have buffers full of these materials. And this is part of the reason I'm kind of excited to turn the machine on one little bit at a time, because then it'll fill up these big vats before it becomes a problem. And maybe I could avoid the problems that come with fluid dynamics, you know what I mean? I don't know. But that's the idea, is everything that comes in and out of these logistics floors gets thrown into a bin or a buffer and then goes to where it needs to go. And that's right above here. This is our fuel level, I believe, or turbo fuel level. Petroleum, coal, sulfur. I cannot talk. I'm telling you, it's been a while since I've done one of these. So we got petroleum coke coming from the floor above, as well as heavy oil residue and fuel coming from an above floor. The sulfur comes from the train. We just actually saw where the node where the sulfur comes from. So yeah, super simple turbo fuel. Usually this is all I would have is turbo fuel, but now we got that stinking rocket fuel recipe, and it is awesome. Here's the logistics floor for turbo fuel. Again, we just basically routed everything in here. This one is probably the messiest floor yet. I mean, there's 4 lines going into 16 smelters, or 16 blenders. So, let's see here. Next floor is our heavy oil residue and fuel. I was surprised how little fuel blenders we actually need. 3. Pretty cool. And our heavy oil residue, this just makes petroleum coke. No big deal. And then the top floor, I say this is the top floor. This is technically the top floor. This is the logistics floor, which is our top floor. But this is our heavy oil residue. Everything in this factory is basically based off of heavy oil residue. Oh, there you are, awesome. So we don't need it right now. Yeah. That's what we've been on, guys. It's been a bit of a time. I'm trying to get back into this. I didn't want to leave y'all hanging after the last episode. I felt like I got back into playing and I looked at the progress. I was like, I feel like I haven't talked about a lot of this. So yeah, here I am talking about it. That's going to probably be it for this episode. I really appreciate y'all watching. Sorry for the delay. That's just the nature. I'm a grown adult with a job and a family. I only have so much time. I decided to dedicate a lot of that time to a new game. That happens. I hope y'all aren't upset. If you are, suck it up. But I'm back now. I'm happy to be making this factory. I'm super happy to get the power setup done. I've been back in my spreadsheets, so trying to get things up ready to get back into the game. So next episode, I'm pretty sure the plan will be to complete this factory. I might go and touch on a couple more milestones. We'll see. I have the resources for it, so I might as well. Thank you for watching. I appreciate it. Stay tuned. We will be getting more work in this world for sure, and I am not going anywhere. See you next time.
Thank you for watching my videos. Thank you, subscribe.